So I wanted to kind of just talk about what doing this powerlifting meet means to me. Um, this is going to get a little personal and a little in depth, but that's okay. Just stick with me. It was a very good decision that I had made. I've suffered with depression and anxiety for a really long time, up until about like age 25-ish or so. And I've tried to sign up for powerlifting meets in the past, and I never followed through with that. That has to do a lot with like just where I was mentally and physically, and just I was not in good shape. I was having panic attacks and long waves of depression and all this stuff, and I couldn't get my life together. It actually wasn't until I don't even know why I decided to sign up for a coach. Actually, hold on, before I get there. January of 2016, I gave myself an ultimatum, and I was like, if I can't get my strength up past where it's been this year, then I'm going to quit and do something else, because I just basically kept, doing the same things over and over again, just trying to get stronger, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, or like the right things that I should be doing. So I started on a program and started going up a little bit. Strength was starting to increase slightly, but I still hit that wall again. I remember like testing my maxes again and benching 215, which is like the most I've ever done, and I don't know, it was really frustrating. And then one day I randomly decided, I don't even know what pushed me over the edge to make this decision, but I decided to try a coach. And I ended up reaching out to a coach, and I was very surprised when she responded to me. I was like, because you just see a lot of people on Instagram, and you're just like, they're all famous and whatever, and they have big followings, and you're just a random person just reaching out to them. So I reached out to my coach, and we started from there, and that pretty much changed everything in my life, actually. As weird as it is, getting my training together was pretty much what made me successful, or what I would say is going to make me successful. When my training's together, I feel like my life is a lot more together, and it gives me so much more confidence and even like confidence and wisdom, and like intelligence and calmness, and all these tools to know that I could get through, all of life's challenges and stuff. I hooked up with a coach, and we started training together, and from that, now it's like I have somebody to be accountable to. That was the most important part. Anyone could read articles and figure out how to get stronger on their own, and just be like, oh, that's how you program, and you just do it. But getting stronger has a lot more to do than with just working out. You need to have your whole life pretty much managed. That could be from getting up at 9 o'clock in the morning every day to prep your own meals every single day, so you hit the right macronutrients so you can recover in the best way that you can. Getting to sleep on time every day. Going to a job that's strenuous even though you're tired from your workouts. Not letting stress bog you down. And it's funny because, my coach won't necessarily try to handle my life or tell me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. But the fact that she's there helping me makes me want to, A, make her proud, and B, I want the whole experience to be successful. I want to make these things work in my life in order that I get stronger and that she can actually guide me in the right way. And it's from that. A coach is not going to be there to tell you what you're supposed to do. They're just going to sort of guide you and push you in the right directions. And then you're the one who's going to have to put the puzzle pieces together, which actually becomes possible now because you have somebody else, counting on you and, trying to actually, help you out. So yeah, going back to signing up for a meet, this was something I felt was rather impossible for me to do. It's just like not necessarily the end goal, but I'm the kind of person, I'm very passionate, overambitious, and when I do something, I want to do it to the best of my ability. So once I start weight training, that means I want to compete, and I'd only done something like this, very few times in my life. Becoming a dancer and performing on stage as a dancer was like another huge turning point. But then a lot of stuff happened in my life, and I couldn't get back to it, basically. And again, that's where having a coach would have been very freaking helpful. But it just wasn't. That's just not where I was at the time. So between when I did a dance performance years and years ago, well, not just a dance performance, but my first one, to doing my powerlifting meet, so much there was a large disconnect eventually because I had to move and a lot of like family issues and stuff like that. So then, I started powerlifting, trying to make things work, and this was in the midst of, still having depression and anxiety and a lot of like loneliness and isolation. I never 100% believed that I could do this. As much as I tried, I really did try to have, to have that belief in me. And I always tried to preach, believe in yourself. I tried to make that work, and it wasn't working. Again, until I got a coach. That pretty much changed everything for me as a person. I'm not even going to say for my powerlifting training, but as a person, it's really just made the biggest impact on me. So basically, this meet kind of represents, this powerlifting meet that I just completed represents all of that. It represents where I came from. I often wondered if people who have mental disorders ever make it to the other side, and if they just stuck there and crippled for the rest of their lives. And I was always asking people their experiences and if they know people who have success stories, and finally I guess I have my own success story. I stuck around long enough to to get the answer to that question. It's really crazy. That's what doing a powerlifting meet is all about. It's not about how much you train and how strong you are and what your numbers are. Once I started getting my training and stuff together, I could care less what my numbers were. It's not about the numbers. It's about, it's about the time that you're having, doing the actual action of training. I love making training a priority every single day. I love to, go to the gym and train well and make that my number one joy. And then from that, it just leads into meeting people, which is something I struggled with like crazy, and connecting with people, which is something I struggled with like crazy, and and becoming a leader and becoming a believer in yourself and in others, and just making certain changes to carry yourself as a better person. It just all falls into place because you're at the gym, you have this goal, you have somebody to hold you accountable. Now you're the one who has to actually make it happen. You're the one who has to actually fit all these pieces together, and it's like just one giant metaphor for life. It's just like it's your life, it's your training. You have to do it. No one's going to do it for you. It's a beautiful thing when people can help you along the way, and you can work with others and share with others. But ultimately, it's going to come down to you, and that's the most empowering aspect of powerlifting and of weight training and strength training, and pretty much any other endeavor, whether physical or not. So that's why I do this, simply put, and that's what doing my first powerlifting meet truly, truly means to me. So yeah, thanks for listening, and hopefully this could sort of inspire you to do a meet, or just kind of enlighten about powerlifting and how it's not just picking something up and putting something down. It goes way beyond that. Alrighty, see you in the next one.